The opioid epidemic is still plaguing the nation, despite recent progress. In Southwest Virginia, opioids are being prescribed at a high rate. The Centers for Disease Control collects data on opioid prescriptions by community, and based on that data, Lexington has the 11th highest opioid prescription rate in the country. Lexington is one of 6 cities in the region that rank in the top 50 in the country for opioid prescription rates. Kirk Luter, the medical director at Rockbridge Area Community Services, has seen the horrific impact of the opioid epidemic in the Rockbridge area.
The opioid crisis has been a huge public health emergency over the last several years, and over the last at least 3 years, deaths from opiate overdose have been the number one leading cause of death for young adults aged 15 to 24.
Doctors prescribe opioids to manage pain after a major injury or surgery, but they're highly addictive. It's unclear why there is such a high concentration of opioids prescribed in the Rockbridge area. Dr. Laura Cornegie, the health director for the Central Shenandoah Health District, says that since Lexington is an independent city surrounded by a large county, it has a larger concentration of pharmacies.
That's what they're tracking is the number of prescriptions and where they're filled, within Lexington City. So I think we need to, look at the data a little bit harder and probably look at it regionally.
Luter says Lexington is a medical hub, and some of its doctors prescribe medications to the rest of the county.
My experience with the local physicians is that they're being pretty careful about prescribing.
In Martinsville, Virginia, the opioid prescription rate is about 50% higher than it is in Lexington. Last month, a Martinsville doctor was sentenced to 40 years in prison for over 800 counts of illegally prescribing opioids. The opioid overdose death rate is lower in Lexington and Rockbridge County than in many other areas that also have a high opioid prescription rate.
I can count 3 patients that I know of that were all young adults who've died of opiate overdose just in the last 4 years.
Rockbridge County, Lexington, Roanoke, Covington, Salem, and Allegheny County have filed lawsuits against prescription opioid manufacturers and distributors, including Purdue Pharma, over the cost of the opioid epidemic. The Board of Supervisors unanimously authorized the county to file a similar lawsuit against Johnson & Johnson. Reporting from Lexington, I'm Elizabeth Bell with the Rockbridge Report.